Denmark. I'm in a new country, new selfie stick. It ain't mine though. My daughter let me borrow it, but I'm gonna get my own because I love this selfie stick. You gonna have to watch me, Chanel, because I might slip this in my suitcase and
Right.
you might like a missing persons report, huh?
You're gonna have two. You say you ordered one.
I might need a backup. I might need a backup. Why you hating?
Right.
We're trying to win here. Okay, so anyway, here's Denmark. If you want to see Denmark, here's what it looks like. It's a very interesting look, right? Very different. I hope you guys can hear me okay. Let me know if you can hear me. El Haj, my man, good to see you. Oh, look at that yacht. Nice, right?
Nice. Wow. Look at this beauty.
So there are people, I guess there's an old lady on that balcony up there. So I guess people just live right here. And they look down at all the tourists. Europe has a lot of history. It's very, a lot of these buildings are like 1,000 years old and stuff. Well, some of them are new, or refurbished. But I bet you could read somewhere about this dock being involved in a war 800 years ago. It's kind of crazy. Sound great? Okay, thank you. I'll switch it around so you can see. How's everybody doing today? Hope you guys are doing well. So I thought I would share this with you in case you wanted to see it. I like this stick. It makes it so much easier to hold. I need to stop.
Stability too.
Yes. Stability. We all need stability, just like the black community.
Oh yeah, we need it more.
We need stability. How's everybody doing? Hope you're doing good. Now be careful, don't fall in the water. Look at you feeling all the stereotypes. Black people can't swim. Can y'all swim? How many of y'all can swim? Are y'all good swimmers? Or okay, I had deja vu. I seen that building before. Yeah, I just had deja vu. I hope it's nothing bad. Yeah, Europe is very clean. That's one thing I noticed, and they're I guess because a lot of them are environmentalists. What time you got, Chanel?
1:55.
1:55. Okay. I got that radio interview in 20 minutes. Maybe inside this building. Maybe that's a place I could do the conversation. Deja vu from a past life. You think so? Interesting. Okay, maybe that's it. Well, there's boats and stuff. Yeah, I think that there was a time where the Danish in Denmark were big conquerors and explorers, and would go around the world kicking people's asses and taking stuff. It's 7:55 there. Yeah, it's almost 2 o'clock here, so my time zone is all messed up. By the way, if you have a question for me, you can ask me a question if you'd like. So feel free to put your question in the chat, and I'll be happy to answer it. I answered one question earlier. A guy wrote a comment. He said, Dr. Boyce was a paid endorser of the Tulsa Real Estate Fund. And I said, that is a complete lie. I was not a paid endorser. However, I'm a happy investor. I was inspired to invest by Nipsey Hussle. When I saw Nipsey put money into the fund, I did too. And I'm really glad I did because the Tulsa Fund, they built the Black House. And the Black House, they mentor kids on Saturdays, which I think is really a wonderful thing. And I still stand by my point of saying, that part of building business in your community isn't just how you deal with successes. It's how do you deal with black businesses that don't succeed. Not to say that fund has not succeeded. I mean, they're still doing whatever they're doing. I don't know everything that they're doing, but still though, when you try to just wipe, or when you're seeking to simply discredit and destroy things, you're not an asset to the community. It makes you a liability because you're not building anything better to replace it. And this is one of the reasons why it's difficult to build businesses in the community. It's because everybody takes a mistake and turns it into, fraudulent criminal behavior. And I just think that's atrocious. It's embarrassing. It's very immature. And I think that as black people, we got to do better than that. How's the food? The food is very good. We went into a 7-Eleven, and it was the cleanest 7-Eleven I've ever seen in my life. It looked like a Bloomingdale's. Like I could have went in that 7-Eleven and had a gourmet meal, right? I ain't never seen a 7-Eleven that nice in my life. It was the craziest thing. The 7-Eleven is usually raggedy. Like what the hell? So anyway, here's more stuff in the background. I think somebody asked me a question. I'm trying to find your question. Do you think Apple earnings could lead to a market correction? I don't think so. From what I saw, I have not analyzed their earnings entirely, but they did have a drop in their revenue. And I think they're having revenue contractions in a lot of key areas, but I didn't see anything that really cratered their stock or cratered the market. Now you might have a little bit of a correction, which could be a buying opportunity, but I haven't seen anything that's really causing alarm bells. I know that long-term, not long-term interest rates, but long-term yields, bond yields went up, which caused a lot of tech stocks to have a correction, but they're due for a correction. I mean, they've been going up so much lately. Some of these stocks are going up 60, 70, 80% in 3 months. That's pretty high. Let's see here. How are the flying lessons going? I have done my solo, as you guys know. I have done I'm flying about 4 or 5 times a week, as much as I can. And I have done my solo, so I actually can get in the airplane, start the plane, and take off and fly around and land. I've also done 2 cross-country flights, where you have to leave and go 50 miles away from your home airport and find another airport that you land at, which requires you to speak to the tower and things like that. So I've landed at different airports. They have different classes of airports. They have the basic ones where they don't have a tower. Then they have the simpler, they're basically like called Class D, Class C, and Class B airspace. And so I've never flown in a Class B. That would be like the big ones, JFK and O'Hare. I don't know if I'm ever flying a Class B, but I have done Class C and Class D, Class Delta, Charlie. So I'm getting better, right? And I'm understanding what's going on. And, I'm a thinker, I'm a learner, right? So it's really okay, because sometimes when my alarm goes off, it kills my audio. And also, that's my cue. I have a radio interview I'm doing in a minute for the movie, the B1 movie. We're doing a premiere in Atlanta on Marcus Garvey's birthday. So if you go to B1, B in the number 1, themovie.com, B1themovie.com, you can join us in Atlanta on August 17th. Okay, you can hear me? Thank you. So yeah, but the flying lessons are going well. And as you can tell, I'm very excited about it. And my first big long flight by myself is going to be to see my mama. I already have the whole vision. I've been visualizing in my head exactly where I'm going to go. I planned out the route. I did all the analysis. So I'm really looking forward to that. So anyway, where are you now? I'm in Denmark. So this is the river. This is what Denmark looks like. Let me flip it around so you can see. It's really beautiful. I mean, if you really haven't had a chance to come out here, and it don't cost a whole lot more to fly here than it does to fly to like Detroit or Cincinnati or New Orleans for the Essence Fest. Maybe it might cost double, right? So maybe it's like buying 2 tickets to the Essence Fest. Well, actually, I don't know how much it costs to get to the Essence Fest. I'm sure if you count hotel, food, and everything else, it might be the same. I don't know, but I would just say like maybe after you've gone to some of the domestic stuff, check out other countries, man. I'm telling you, you'd be kind of surprised. I think going to other countries consistently reminds me that there are some things that we do in the United States that are just not being done optimally. Like we don't do healthcare very well. We don't do education very well. Sometimes we do business in kind of a horrible way. No respect for humanity, no respect for workers. And Americans fight a lot. Now, Europeans fight too, though. Don't get me wrong. You go to France right now, they're fighting like crazy. But I don't know. I'm really, I used to kind of make fun of people that would want to live in Europe. But now I understand why a lot of the greatest black thinkers of all time, James Baldwin and people like that, black performers, would come to Europe because they felt just more comfortable and more at peace, you know. So, because I can tell you, it's very peaceful. Iceland was really peaceful. I mean, just nice. Maybe it's because I was in the touristy area. I have no idea. But you notice that too? Yeah, it's just a different experience. So if you ever get sick of the United States, just, you know, if you save a couple dollars, take your kids too. Your kids are gonna really be transformed by it. You know, like I think Obama's kids. I think they're both of them. Sasha and Malia have spent a lot of time in European countries, and Africa is wonderful. Africa. The best part about Africa is there are. The best part about Africa is that everybody's black. So you feel real powerful. You see the white guy come in, you feel sorry for him because he's outnumbered, you know. Whereas Europe is a rich place and very clean and all that. South America, also peaceful, more peaceful than the US, like Colombia and stuff like that. Let me think. China, I like the culture of China. China is really good with unity. And I think that's something that black people have to sort of think about is the reason your families don't last and your businesses don't last and your community, I think, struggles is because we struggle with the idea of unity. We're trained to think about the individual over the collective. That's why, for example, when I was saying, like, when we were having that debate about Deion Sanders, and I was saying, you know, Deion's going to get $5 million a year, but the black community is going to lose $50 million a year because, you know, he's gone. A lot of people did not understand that. They could not comprehend that because they think that if a celebrity is doing well by himself, that's better than the collective doing worse off by themselves or collectively. Or like, you know, full transparency. You know, I remember thinking how strange it was that I was trying to convince Kanye West that spending $50 million on his choir might not have been the optimal economic decision, given that same 50 million, I could use that 50 million and literally educate 100,000 black children in Chicago for 100 years. Like literally, we could develop enough infrastructure with that same 50 million that was blown on that choir to educate 100,000 black children over 50 years or 100 years. Floyd Mayweather spent $7 million in the Gucci store the other day. $7 million. That same $7 million, I know exactly where I could place that money where I could, for free, educate and, you know, and provide something substantial to at least 20,000 black people, you know. So I kind of I don't understand that. And Tupac used to talk about this. Tupac was saying that he didn't understand how we live in a world where we'll have one rich guy that has a house with 50 rooms in it, and he doesn't care that there's people out here that have no rooms at all, you know, or you'll have extra food and throw the food away, and there are people starving to death, and you're trained to not care about that. You're trained to not even notice that. And I think that is weird. And one thing I do honestly like about European countries is they kind of understand that. Like, I've been walking, let me tell y'all a little secret. How many of you live in those cities where you got a homelessness problem? Does anybody live in a homelessness city? Let's say that. I don't have much time. I got to go in a second for this interview. How many of y'all live in a city where there's homelessness? Like Seattle, Oregon, Portland. Homelessness is everywhere. They're taking over downtown, basically. They're literally taking over downtown. Like fentanyl addiction, it's absolutely insane. It's crazy. Well, do you know, guess how many homeless people I've seen? I mean, at least blatantly homeless people I've seen since I got here. Here and in Iceland. Here in Iceland, guess how many I've seen? I was in Iceland 5 days, and I've been here for just one. Guess how many homeless people I've seen? And I'm right in the heart of downtown Copenhagen. 0. I have not seen one single person sleeping on the street, drunk, you know, laid out up under, you know, stinking up under. Haven't seen it. I'm not saying it don't exist. I'm saying I don't see it. You know, and maybe it's because they realize, you know, if we build some homeless shelters, we can help with that issue. Maybe they realize, hey, if we provide some sort of structure where people can get basic income, they might be better off. Maybe they realize, hey, you know, if somebody's having a mental health issue, we should have a center to send them to so they can get the help that they need. Why is this complicated? Why is this so hard in the United States? You know, so this is yet another reason why you will never hear me advocate for hardcore capitalism. I don't believe in it because it creates a mental illness, in my view, that's built on this type of greed that is absolutely unnecessary. Because you can be rich, you can ball out of control, you can have a Lamborghini and a mansion and even a helicopter if you want to, and still care about poor people. You know, I don't understand why we think that it has to be one or the other. And it ain't just the white man. It's some of these damn rappers. You know, you run around here talking about I spent $7 million at the Gucci store. Go invest $7 million in your hood, man. You know, and the fact that we'll sit back, oh my God, he balling, man. That's so cool, man. That tells me that the immaturity is problematic. That's all I'm gonna say. That's all I gotta say. So anyway, let me go. I gotta leave. I got an interview for this movie in a minute. The movie's called B1 the Movie. It's directed by Rick Mathis. It comes out at least by Gucci stock. Yeah. I mean, you know, it's on sale. It's LVMH. LV. I'm trying to do the phonetic alphabet. I forgot the L. Shit. Victor, Mike, Hotel, and the L is I can't remember the L. Damn. As a pilot, you got to know the phonetic alphabet. And Lima, Victor, Mike, Hotel, LMVH. That's the Louis Vuitton stock, and that was actually one of the profit alerts that I sent out. That was one of the stocks that I actually like. So, and if you want to get the profit alerts, just text the word stock to 31996. Text the word stock to 31996. All right, everybody, I'm out of here. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you guys later. Take care now. Peace.